Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a review of the Fenty Beauty line by Rihanna. In this review, I'll be using the Fenty foundation, concealer, and setting powder. This review is pretty in-depth. All opinions are my own, and I have not been sponsored in any way. If you want to hear the truth about these products, then please keep watching. The first thing that I'm going to talk about in this review for my new Fenty beauty products that I bought, the setting powder, the foundation, and the concealer, is going to be the price and the packaging. So first, for the setting powder, you get 0.98 ounces of product in this container. The Fenty Beauty setting powder cost $32. I like the shape of this one, the bottom, the clear bottom, so you can see the product, and obviously this mirrored top is really cute and it looks really nice on your vanity if you have it sitting out. Next, I'm going to talk about the foundation. I also like the packaging of this. It's really sleek, it's clean, and again, this would look really cute if you had this sitting out on your vanity. So that's definitely a plus for me because I usually like to have products that I'm using most frequently sitting out on my vanity. The amount of product that you get in this is 1.08 fluid ounces. I also have my Dior Forever foundation sitting out that I love. And in this you get 1 fluid ounce. And I know that this one cost $52 and the Fenty foundation cost $34. So in reason to price, the Fenty is definitely cheaper for the same amount of product in the Dior and the Fenty. Okay, now for concealer. So the Fenty Beauty Concealer has a very similar package design to the foundation. Actually, if you're just looking at them in comparison next to each other, the packaging is almost identical. The only difference is the applicators that are inside. So the applicator for the concealer is a regular concealer type of applicator, and then the foundation is a pump. So the amount of product that you have in the concealer is 0.27 fluid ounces. The concealer cost $26. I got all 3 of these products from Sephora, so I'm going based on the prices that are at Sephora. So overall, price-wise and packaging-wise for all 3 of the new Fenty Beauty products, I thought that the price was very reasonable. I'll be able to tell more on the pricing once I wear it and see how it wears and if I like the product. But so far, I think that it was very reasonable for all 3 of these products, and I really like the packaging that she chose for these products. So now in this part of the review, I'm just gonna try out all of her products. I'm going to do a full face today, and I have some errands to run, so I'm gonna wear her makeup for the entire day. At the end of the day, do a review just to see how it wore, if I liked it, and if all of her products held up to the standards that they claim to. The only 3 products that are different in my routine that I'm going to use are the concealer, the foundation, and her setting powder. That way that I haven't used anything different on my face so that I can know that it was these 3 products if it's something that I didn't like. So no application difference. I'm going to apply it the same way that I apply my foundation normally, and all other products that I use on my face are going to be the same. Okay, so I'm just gonna take it and put a few squirts on the back of my hand. And I'm just going to use a small amount at first because I don't know how thick or heavy her product is starting out. So we shall see. One thing I do want to talk about while I'm blending this in, color matching this product was extremely difficult. If you're the type of person that likes to have your foundation match your neck and chest, this was something that was very difficult for me. It took a lot of swatches at Sephora, and a lot of different lighting to see which color would fit the best. And to be quite honest with you, I haven't fully got this on, but in the store, this product did not look like it matched my skin the best that it could. So the color that I'm using is 210, and the color that I was matched for, or the color that the Skin IQ at Sephora matched me for, was 200. When I applied 200, it was definitely way too light. So this was the next shade up, and the 220, so there was 200, 210, and 220. 220 was way too dark, 200 was way too light. I still believe that this one is a little orange for my skin tone, but it was the best one that I could find that was just one. I'm sure that if I used this and another and mixed the two of them, I could get my perfect shade, but just based for this review on the colors that she has produced, none of them really matched my skin to the point that I would like it to look. For the sake of this video, I did not do any eyeshadow yet. I will do it afterwards, but I just wanted to have a very clean slate to start off with so that I could really see how her product was and how it felt on my skin. So this is just one coat of her foundation, and I definitely will need to add more just because I put a very small amount of product. That would usually be enough for someone, but I need a more fuller coverage than what I have right now. So I'm just going to add some more product. So this shade is definitely a little too dark for me. I could use a shade that's somewhere in between 200 and 210, but unfortunately, in order for me to achieve that shade, I would have to combine two colors. So now I'm going to go in with the concealer, and this is supposed to be a full coverage, creaseless concealer. So we'll see how that pans out. So her concealer, I will say, definitely brightened up my under eye compared to the left side. The right side is definitely more bright. So her concealer claims to be creaseless. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's creaseless. I think that I can still see some creasing starting to happen. So we'll see if by using her setting powder that once I blend this out and then set it with the powder, if maybe it doesn't crease throughout the day. For right now, it is starting to crease already. I'm gonna use my actual beauty blender. This is a beauty blender by Morphe. I'm going to use my actual beauty blender just to kind of blend a little bit more in some of my creased areas, like my smile lines and then the creases of my nose, to see if that will help to blend it in a little bit better, because I am noticing that right in the cracks of my nose it's not blending that well. So I just got my beauty blender, and I'm actually going to try to blend some more of this and apply a little bit more product, because there's not as much product right here. Now I know that she does have a foundation brush that she sells. I did not, however, purchase her foundation brush because I just wanted to see how the product was before I considered buying the brush to apply the product. So I don't know if it makes a difference if you use her foundation brush or not. So just based off of what I've done so far, I will say that I think that her foundation, I know that it is a matte foundation, but I think that it is sitting on my face kind of cakey, which I'm not crazy about. And I've tried to blend it out to fix that, and it doesn't really seem to be working that well. And this concealer is also very matte, and I'm just already assuming that once I put the setting powder, it's going to matte my under eye a little bit more than I'd like and make it look very dry. Yeah, this is definitely looking very cakey, which I'm not crazy about. If you're the type of person that has already dry skin, this is definitely not going to be a good product for you, because it is just going to enhance the dryness that you already have by mattifying it. If you're somebody with oily skin, this could be a very good product for you because it is very matte. I have combination skin, so it just depends on the season. Sometimes my face is dry, sometimes it's oily. Throughout the day, my face does tend to get a little bit more oily. So maybe throughout the day this will look better, but right now it's looking very matte, and on me it's looking cakey. I finished the concealer and the foundation. I'll try to zoom in a little bit so that you can see my under eye is looking very cakey here, and it is already starting to crease a little bit. I'm gonna blend that out before I put the setting powder, but I also don't think that I'm going to be baking with this setting powder. Baking with this setting powder is going to matte my under eye to the point that it's gonna look very dry. The color that I got in the setting powder is the color Banana. I heard that her setting powders tend to make your foundation darker than what the actual foundation color is. So I had originally gone for the lighter shade, but I felt that it was going to be too light, so I went with Banana. But now, based on the fact that I have this foundation on and I already think it's a little bit too dark, I'm assuming that throughout the day this is going to look even darker. So I'm just gonna get a little bit in the lid, and then I'm going to just dip my brush in the lid, tap it off. So I'm just gonna kind of sweep it under my under eye. So now that I've finished applying her foundation, concealer, and setting powder, a few things that I would like to point out. The foundation I didn't feel was 100% full coverage. It took a few coats for me to get the coverage that I was looking for. If you're looking for a lighter coverage foundation, this might be a better option for you. Her foundation is also very matte. So if you have dry skin or you tend to have makeup that cakes because of your skin type, I would not recommend her foundation. I have combination skin, and today my face was not dry. I had applied lotion and my MAC Mineralized Time Check lotion prior to putting on her foundation, so I had a really good base to start with. My face right now looks very dry and matte. That's not the type of look that I like when I do my makeup. I like a more dewy finish. So if you like a matte look, this foundation could be great for you. Her concealer it claims to be creaseless concealer. Now, it is not creaseless on me. I applied it, and probably within 5 to 10 seconds it was already creasing. I do like the fact that it brightened my under eye, so it was good at brightening my under eye, but it was not, however, creaseless. It is making my under eye look a lot more dry, and it is really defining any fine lines that I have under my under eye because of how matte it is. The setting powder that she has, it smells really good. It smells like cocoa butter, so if you don't like scents, then you probably wouldn't like this, but I personally like cocoa butter scent, and I like scented makeup as long as it's not too strong, and this was definitely not too strong, but it had a nice cocoa butter scent to it. Throughout the day, I'll see how her makeup wears, if it changes in color, if it oxidizes more, making my face lighter or darker. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on, and I'll be right back. In the middle of doing my eyes, actually, I noticed that the concealer was creasing a lot, to the point where I just had like a ton of wrinkles underneath my eye, which I did not like. We'll see what happens throughout the day. Maybe it'll wear really nice and it'll just kind of all melt in, and it just needs some time to settle. So I'll be back a little bit later to let you know what I think after I've worn it all day. So I have officially been wearing the Fenty foundation, concealer, and setting powder since 11 o'clock today. It's now 8 o'clock. And unfortunately, my review of this foundation is not really that good. First of all, it is super matte. I have never had a foundation be so matte before. At first, it seemed like it went on really well, but then the more I blended it, the harder it seemed that it was to blend, and the more cakey it looked. I also want to note that I thought that this was a buildable foundation, but the more that I was trying to build it, the less I thought that it was buildable, because the more cakey it got. And I don't know if that's just because of how matte it is, and I'm reading the back right now, and it's saying that it's a soft matte foundation, or that's what she's claiming it is, and I would not agree with that term. I would say that this is a very matte foundation. The setting powder on top of this super matte foundation is not a good combo. These two in combination together for me was really terrible. It just mattified the already matte foundation. And like I said before in the video, I have combination skin, so using a matte foundation is normally not a problem for me, and I can get away with it. Also, something else that I noticed when I was using her foundation, I don't know if it was in combination of the setting powder and the foundation, but when I was putting on the setting powder and I just used a big fluffy brush and placed it on in the lid and just kind of did a very light dusting over my face, that on my nose, on my cheeks right here, my chin, and my forehead, a lot of my pores were being enhanced. And I've used a lot of different setting powders, and I've never experienced something like this before. So I don't know if it's because of the combination of the setting powder and the concealer that's just really mattifying everything and kind of separating where my pores are. The concealer, when I was putting it on after I got off camera and I was doing my eye makeup, I instantly saw how bad it was creasing my under eye. This concealer enhanced my fine lines. I also have heard from other people that they felt that this really mattified their under eye and increased the look of their fine lines. So I would not recommend her concealer for sure. I definitely would not try all of them in combination again. The concealer is a definite no for me. I do not recommend this foundation for anyone who has dry skin. Dry to slightly dry skin, or apparently even combination skin, because I have combination skin and this mattified my face like no other. So it might be great if you have very oily skin and you're looking for something to mattify your face. That might be what you need. But for me, with combination skin, it was definitely not a good look. I honestly don't think that I would try any of her products again. I am really disappointed because I really wanted to like her products, and there was such this huge hype on, when they first came out. Everyone, was raving about them and everyone was saying how great they were. And so when I purchased them, I really wanted to like them, but unfortunately for me, this is definite no. Overall, unfortunately, this review is kind of negative, but I probably would not recommend to somebody to try the Fenty Beauty products. Let me know in the comments if you've had other experiences with her products, or if you have any tips or tricks on application. Maybe you didn't use a beauty blender, or maybe you just didn't use them in combination together. I don't know, but let me know down in the comments what you think and if you've tried them. I hope you liked watching this Fenty review. All products used will be linked down in the description box, so be sure to check that out. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching.